Cloud Atlas is a movie based on a book by David Mitchell who explicitly stated it's about reincarnation and interconnectedness. Yet all artistic works are open to subjective interpretation. I'm Mark Beal. I'm a past life regression therapist at my Past Life Awakening Institute. So I'll analyze and explain the movie from my subjective point of view. Because Cloud Atlas as a work of art can be seen as illustrating a number of principles revolving around reincarnation and spiritual awakening. I will discuss Cloud Atlas with full spoilers, so if you haven't watched it, go do so now. If you have watched it, Cloud Atlas is a very rare type of movie that requires you to watch it twice and to reflect on it. And watching this video now may help you appreciate its layers the second time around. Now, there is a critical difference between the book and the movie. In the book, the lead character of each story is the same soul. The lead reincarnates into the next lead, and they carry with them the comet birthmark. In the movie, the repeating actor signals that they are the reincarnation of the character that was also played by that actor. Working with the movie structure lets us track the soul journey of more characters. So I'll do that soon, but first we'll recap the 6 stories and name their main character as a refresher. In 1849, in the Pacific Ocean, lawyer Adam Ewing helps a slave, who then saves him from a homicidal doctor. With his wife Tilda standing by him, Adam stands up to his father-in-law and frees the slave. In 1936 in Edinburgh, bisexual musician Frobisher works with an old composer. A dispute about the authorship of a piece of music leads Frobisher to shooting the composer, finishing the work and committing suicide, leaving his male lover. In 1973 in San Francisco, journalist Ray meets a physicist who helps expose a plot by an executive to allow a nuclear catastrophe to benefit his business. In trying to silence the expose, the physicist is killed. Ray evades murder attempts and the executive is jailed. In 2012 in London, an author kills a critic, then demands money from the publisher Cavendish, who hides with help of his brother but is sent to a care home in Edinburgh with systematic elder abuse. He escapes and then writes successfully of his experience. In 2144, in Neo Soul, human cloned slave Somni 451 awakens to her condition, escapes with assistance of a resistance fighter, and broadcasts an enlightened manifesto before being executed. In 2321, Hawaiian tribesman Zachary helps advanced society woman Meranom evade an enemy tribe and send a message asking for help from humans from another planet. They escape Earth and grow old together on that other planet, looking back at Earth and into the heavens. So Cloud Atlas sees its characters reincarnate into a series of different bodies, races, genders, and locations. Though they're played by the same actor, sometimes they look similar, sometimes they don't look familiar or similar to their previous incarnation at all. So is this accurate in real life? Yes, on this aspect, Cloud Atlas gets it right. It's a popular misconception that our past and present lives are somehow a continuation and we pick up where we left off, looking the same, being in similar circumstances. That is the fiction. It might happen, but we're unlikely to continuously be reborn in the same race, same gender, and the same relative age to our other soulmates whom we're interconnected with. So our physical body has a race and a gender. Our soul, our spiritual body has no race and no gender. We have the first story with the stowaway slave, but in their minds there's no need to help him because he's different, he's black, and therefore to them he's not one of us. But then Ewing sees and understands that this black man was not the other, but a form of his self. So Ewing frees himself from the slavery of misunderstanding other people and his own self. This will be affirmed by Somni 451 later, who says, "I know that separation is an illusion." When we think of reincarnation, we might think, who was I in my past life? In real life, we've had many past lives. In past life regression, we often recall 2 or 3 of the most significant past lives and can explore possible future lives. So Cloud Atlas is accurate to cover 6 incarnations, and not just include the past, but also the future. In real life, we actually do regression to past lives, and within past life regression, we do future life progression to future lives. Now, each of the 6 lead characters reincarnates somewhere in the story of the other lead characters, most of the time. So you might ask, isn't this too convenient? This interweaving of characters is accurate in real life. Souls who are karmically tied do tend to choose to reincarnate together to continue their story. Cloud Atlas's long story arc of many lives lets it illustrate the reality that across time souls are engaged in balancing patterns or repeating patterns. Some souls keep coming back to balance out their actions with new, better actions. By repaying karmic debts, they move on and up, spiritually awaken and evolve into fully realizing spiritual truths that give them ultimate freedom. Some souls keep coming back and repeating the same types of good actions because they themselves awaken, but come back to help awaken others. Some souls keep coming back and repeating the same types of bad actions because of their continued ignorance and desire. They remain stuck on the earth plane and they are enslaved to the karmic wheel. Now we'll look at the overall soul's journey of the main characters, and we'll do this based on the actor that plays them and the main character name when that character takes the lead in one of the 6 stories. Firstly, there are 2 key characters who are not the lead in any story, but they do occur with significant roles in every story as an antagonist. They are Hugo Weaving and Hugh Grant. These actors keep coming back in roles repeating the same types of bad actions, and both of them are therefore condemned to continue in dark incarnations. Weaving eventually apparently becomes unable to even earn human rebirth. Now, in real life, or according to Buddhists, this is possible because they have 6 realms of existence and 2 of these are below human rebirth. It is even possible in modern therapy because while doing past life regression or spiritual therapies, there's another modality called spirit releasement therapy where we can encounter dark spirits. And I teach how to deal with these in my training course, Spirit Releasement Therapy. So now let's look at the soul journey of the key characters who get a lead in each of the 6 stories. And I'll refer to the actors' names, the character in which they have the lead role in one of the stories, and then the arc that's represented by the next characters that they have that pop up in the other stories, where another actor and character has the lead. Ben Whishaw has the lead as Frobisher, where he composes the Cloud Atlas Sextet piece of music, then commits suicide. In the other 5 stories, he has minor roles in the rest of his incarnations. Now, this could be because his suicide could be a cause for diminished rebirths with less chance to participate and progress. Frobisher's main sexual relationship is with a man, but he's bisexual and sleeps with the composer's wife, played by Halle Berry. This wasn't a particularly significant relationship, and in the next life, these past life lovers are reunited, as Frobisher becomes the store clerk who agrees with Halle Berry, who is now Ray, that the music called the Cloud Atlas Sextet sounds familiar. Now, people tend to inflate the importance of past life lovers. Cloud Atlas accurately shows that in real life you can meet a past life lover and it's not always very significant. In this case, they have little ongoing karma together, though Ray does read Frobisher's letters and they do connect. In this case though, it's the music that's more memorable because their connection to the music is more significant than their personal connection in any past sexual interaction. Actor Jim Broadbent plays Cavendish, and his soul's journey can be an example of balancing patterns. In the life where he's the lead of the story, he slept with his brother's wife, and his bad financial management eventually effectively stole from others. In his past lives, he was an elderly, powerful composer who habitually verbally abused others. Now, people often think karmic actions are done in a past life and come and affect us in the next life. Cloud Atlas accurately recognizes that karmic causes can come from past lives and from actions done even recently in this life. Cavendish experiences negative effects that help balance out his old actions. He goes from owning the mansion as the composer to being a captive resident of that same mansion when it's converted to a nursing home. His positive karma was enough to make his elder abuse short-lived and allows him to escape. And we may judge that the abuse that he received was bad, but it could be seen as balancing because he had abused people himself in the past, and we may also see it as ultimately being helpful to him spiritually because that bad treatment actually helped him reduce his pomposity, increase his humility, and it gave him something to write about. So this apparently negative experience may have been something that helped him grow spiritually and eventually allowed him to become part of the advanced society with Miranom in the last story. Actor Jim Sturgis plays Adam Ewing. In the series of lives, we see his incarnations keep repeating the same types of good actions. Adam is the first man in the lineal story, and Adam is the first man in Christianity. Ewing is a word connected with the animal sheep, and in the young form are lambs. And the lamb represents Christianity, gentleness, purity, in an early stage of life. Adam will eventually become the sacrificial lamb, helping Somni 451 broadcast her revelation when he incarnates as Heiju. In other stories, he'll have incarnations as a poor hotel guest, a poor Scottish drinker in a bar. Yet blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now, a ewe is a sheep, but it's a female sheep, and this is symbolic too, because Adam's journey will be fulfilled by his feminine soul partner, Somni 451, who will also suffer and be sacrificed, like the sacrificial lamb and like Christ, but in doing so they triumph spiritually. The actress Duna Bay is Somni 451 and for me is the star of the movie. She stands by her man as Tilda when it comes to free one slave, and she works to free all slaves. Now you might think this early incarnation would create good karma so that she would therefore earn good future lives. Some people say and simplify that karma means if you do good things, then good things will come back to you. This is a simplification because the underlying assumption of things being good or bad is a dualistic concept. People can easily misjudge something as being good in a conventional sense when it's actually unhelpful in a spiritual sense. Her actions as Tilda, in fact, plant the seeds for a bad life in conventional terms. But this is the best life in the whole movie in spiritual terms. As a soul, she takes an incarnation as a slave, because that provides the harsh but helpful triggers that will force her to spiritually awaken and obtain the ultimate liberation. When she does, she becomes the One. She is Cloud Atlas's Neo, the awakened one, or the Christ figure, who must experience deep suffering, realize fully the nature of that suffering, articulate that message, and then be crucified for it. It is her awakening and teaching that inspires and allows the spiritual freedom of generations to come. It is through her words that Cloud Atlas makes its clearest statements about its core themes and the philosophies underlying all of these stories. All boundaries are conventions, waiting to be transcended. The primary boundary is the idea that, 1, we are only our present life physical body and we're separated from our past life selves. This is a conventional boundary waiting to be transcended. Another is 2, we are separated from others by our body and our circumstances of race, gender, and age. This is a boundary of convention waiting to be transcended. Cloud Atlas confirms there's spirituality in sexuality, in making love and being in love. In moments like this, I can feel your heart beating as clearly as my own. I know that separation is an illusion. My life extends far beyond the limitations of me. Yet it also does not stop there, and quite rightly. The love between these two was not the end point, but a door that opens into the universal love and truth. This is acknowledged in the brilliant and subtle linguistic exchange between the archivist and Somni 451. The archivist asks, "Would you say that you loved him?" She says, "Yes, I do." She does not follow his lead in using the past tense, but she stays in the present. He asks, "Do you mean you are still in love with him?" She says, "I mean that I will always be." She does not follow his lead in making love something we are doing. She does not even say, "I will always love him." She says instead, "I will always be." She transcends linear time with its birth and death, and instead identifies with the ultimate reality of the eternity of life. The opposite of life is not death, it is birth. Life has no opposite and no end. All that are born and that reincarnate will die, but those that transcend duality and identity, with the truth that life is eternal, will always be. She does not say she loves him. She transcends the duality of self, realizing in truth, ultimately, there is no self and other. She transcends time and space, realizing there is no space to separate them. Separation is an illusion. She shared her truth, and at the moment of her crucifixion, because time is not linear, she does not reunite with Heiju in the afterlife. She reunites with Ewing, her husband from the first past life. We loop back to the beginning, and in so doing we transcend linear time and notice the interconnection between all characters and the interconnection between all stories and all time periods that may well be happening simultaneously. We see her as Tilda, standing at Ewing's side in the face of her father, telling him of their unified decision to release the slave and join the abolitionists. The father says, "No matter what you do, it will never amount to anything more than a single drop in a limitless ocean." He replies, "What is an ocean but a multitude of drops?" As Tilda Ewing, her spiritual awakening begins as a drop that enters into the ocean. As Somni 451, her spiritual awakening is fulfilled as the ocean enters into the drop. The last story is almost an epilogue that enables Cloud Atlas to ground the consequences of Somni 451's enlightenment and see its positive consequences through time. So Somni 451's untimely and violent death is not an end, but a beginning to a story that leads humans to evolve. The story has the lead of actor Tom Hanks playing Zachary. After enlightenment, we go to a simpler time of carrying water and chopping wood. This in itself is deeply symbolic and a part of Zen Buddhism. Tom Hanks's many characters followed a spiritual journey with a path of balancing patterns, sometimes doing bad, continuing to do bad, reaping the consequences, but then redeeming. After the celestial Somni 451, this grounds us back to a more relatable story of humans slowly coming out of their own greed and selfishness. In the Neo Soul story, Yuna 939 was inspired by Hank's actor character saying the line that became her last words, "I will not be subjected to criminal abuse." In this life, Yuna 939 becomes Rose, Zachary's sister, and there's a subtle implication that movies have the power to awaken people. Adam Ewing also reincarnates in this life, but this time simply as Adam, brother-in-law to Zachary and husband to Rose. The fact that Yuna 939 reincarnates here and not Somni 451 reinforces that Somni 451's soul has transcended the need to reincarnate. In Buddhist enlightenment, it's said that people don't become enlightened, they realize their true nature, that always is. They don't learn something new, they remember what at the deepest level they had always already known. The name Zachary means the Lord has remembered. In Buddhism, the world is said to progressively forget the Dharma and then be reminded of it by a series of returning Buddhas across the eons. So Somni 451 becomes the Maitreya, the teaching Buddha of her era, reminding mankind of these ultimate truths. Zachary gets two stories. As a middle-aged man, his character is the only one that has dreams with flashbacks of past lives of the main characters. He alone remembers. As an old man, he remembers and tells the stories to the children and the grandchildren. Now, remember, Adam was the first man in the lineal story and in the Bible. Zach's name includes the alphabet's last letter and the first, the Alpha and the Omega, which is a powerful Christian symbol of Christ and God. The name Zachary was not chosen accidentally, but symbolically. Actor Halle Berry plays Ray, who becomes Miranom. Now, the word Miranom is a noun that describes a part of something, but it's used to denote the entire thing. So we might say, for example, it's so good to see your face. Now, a face is just part of a person that it's good to see. So Miranom on the face of it is a person, but that singular incarnation is just a part of the entirety of all her incarnations and the entirety of her soul. Her entire being as Miranom is the face and front end of her 5 previous existences. Cloud Atlas came out in 2012, making the storyline from 2012 the 4th and present life story, so leaving 3 past life stories and 2 future life stories. Yet Cloud Atlas as a movie starts in 2321, so all the other 5 stories can be seen as past lives that got us to this resolution, to that present moment, though it be in our future. Time is subjective, and how we judge past or future depends on where we place ourselves in the timeline. Time and space are also essentially infinite. Cloud Atlas opens and closes with shots of the starry night sky. The light from those stars takes time to travel to our eyes, so the light we see is from thousands of years past. We cling to the idea of this as being our present life, yet this life was our past life's future life, and will be your future life's past life. In the movie, the main character in each story is denoted by a star or comet tattoo. Just as the universe expanded, it will contract and return to a singularity. So the tattoo reminds us of our ultimate cosmic womb and our ultimate cosmic tomb, and the journey we take in between, like a comet streaking across space in time. The stars we see with our naked eye have a brightness determined by their size and distance, yet if we could see infinitely far, we would see the night sky as only stars, not darkness with points of light, just light, with each star like a drop in a cosmic ocean of light. We start with the stars and the ultimate yet unfathomable unified truth. We descend unto earth and tell the stories that appear to need to play out through time, yet they will all lead us back to a greater reality, where we were all along. In real-life past life regression therapy, we can also explore many lives. We too may not understand every little twist and turn of karma, but we can get to the therapeutic resolution. And this becomes a felt experience where inner wisdom goes beyond words into a peace that passes understanding. In the movie, every scene doesn't have to be understood consciously. In the end, Cloud Atlas uses more symbols, names, images, and stirs emotions, all trying to convey a felt experience generated by ineffable revelations. In the end, ideally, it manages to embed a deep sense of the importance of our own actions in each moment, no matter how insignificant you may think them. So make choices, take actions, and have thoughts that lead to beneficial spiritual consequences and that are in tune with the deeper nature of reality and the deeper nature of your own ultimate self. So tell me in the comments, did you resonate with Cloud Atlas on a super?
All right. We have a lot to talk about, a whole lot to talk about today.
Isn't that your pastor? Was that your pastor?
Oh, no, that wasn't
him. That was him. Okay, okay.
That
I forgot the gentleman's name. What's his
David
name?
Wilcock.
Yes. Okay, I thought that was him. All right.
Yes, David Wilcock. That is a past life therapist, is who that is for sure. We have a lot to discuss, a whole lot. And thank you for all of you who have your cameras off, who told me why, etc. Just want to honor you where you stand. Whew. This was supposed to be 5 weeks. It didn't end up being that way. I think we're in the 6th one. And then I'm not going to finish today. I am going to post something out into the chat real quick about what we're going to discuss, and we're going to jump right in it. Last week, we really started a fire and messed your head up. And we talked about duality, and no one wants to admit duality. No one wants to admit duality. We never want to admit when we're wrong, because we need to be right and we need to be good. We also, since that needs to happen, then we can never admit that we are the reason we're struggling, because life has to be hard. Because if it wasn't hard, I would have what I want. That was loaded. It was loaded. So we have to make it hard, and we have to make the Bible confusing, the Torah confusing. We all these things need to be confusing, and God needs to be mysterious. When nowhere in your sacred text does it say, I am mysterious, I work in mysterious ways. Did I?
You know what? You are correct. Nowhere. There is no verse that says he works in mysterious ways. Okay.
Not a single one.
Not one.
So you're right. Hey, Antonio, I
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
request. Please, Grace, can you please send me what's in the chat to line out? Because I'm driving. I'm not going to be able to check that in there. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Thank
got
you.
you for sure. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, turn it up so everybody can hear. If you get kicked out again, buddy, just come over here, and yeah, you take off your headphones, Aiden, if you get off.
That's not in there, and the Lord will put more on. Won't put more on you than you can bear. That's not in there.
That's not in there. Your entire Bible, your entire Quran, your entire Torah, they all say the one thing, Sean. I come here to make myself plain, to make this simple.
So why do we say those things when in the Bible when it's not even in the good book, people be thinking they quoting?
I have an answer. I'm skipping to my 4th answer. I squashed the first 3. It is because if there is to borrow from Grace's pastor, Pastor Tillman, if there is a mist in the pulpit, there's a fog in the pew.
So you telling me it's these misty pastors that be teaching us this stuff?
Indeed. And then but when you get something from a religious leader, your parents buy into it, then they give birth to you, and then they teach it to you over macaroni and pork chops. There's that.
You will eat macaroni and pork chops out of that mistiness.
You don't even eat like that no more, but there you understand. Like, this is just one of those things. So let's pause, because I'm already teaching. It has to be hard. Money has to be hard. Life has to be hard. God has to be mysterious, because we cannot own the fact that we are our problem. Therefore, respectably, it has to be hard, because I'm not stupid.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Grace. I'm not stupid. So if I don't get it, then it must be hard. y'all don't play with me. That's okay. That's okay. We're setting up what is to come. You send that to Damali Grace? We're setting
Yes,
up
sir.
what is to come. Okay. Go ahead, Deanna. Like you had something to say? Okay.
Oh, no, I said I asked my question.
So let me keep going then. There is a study, I can't remember the name of the study, but it's going to make sense. Inflammatory, non-opinionated by Antonio statements ensue. Hold thine self in thine seat. It is said that religious leaders I'm watching my words. It is said that people of religion gay bash, homophobic, whatever you want to call it. After psychologists have studied, they believe they figured out why. And the conclusion of the study was because going to heaven is hard work. And the gay man and the gay woman not doing the hard work enters in and gets the joy when I had to do all this work. Let that sit there. And before
But
you
we actually don't need to do hard work. We just have to love people.
I'm setting up the first, Grace, if you could, if Deanna, since you got your mic on, if you could read the very first thing in the chat, it's a title. It's like
Nature of infinite intelligence.
okay. So we have this nature of infinite intelligence. Read the second one. Read D for me. I'm trying to get to delta.
See. Non-correction as acceptance.
Thank
The
you so
wisdom
much.
and
You ain't got
patience
none correction
as
as acceptance. I'm trying to get there. Notice that everything I've said so far, Amir, has been we got to be like, because this is duality that we can't handle. Now, allow me to keep going.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
wouldn't the density be the function of the hardest? The more dense it is, the harder it is. And the
Either
less
way,
dense it is,
well,
so
I mean,
it's the density that makes it hard.
so scientifically, yeah, the more dense something is, the more weight that it has, the more mass that it has. So if you would like that I change the word, the more resistance you have in your reality would be very appropriate here. Very appropriate. Life has to have resistance in our reality. God has to have resistance in our prayer life or resistance in our exceedingly and abundantly life. So to borrow from or inspired by Phil here, to change those words, it is all the resistance blocking, hindering, slowing down, impeding the harvest from coming out the ground so we can experience God's word. But it can't be like that, Trinace, because you don't understand. I've prayed, I've done things. So back to the religious leaders, the religious people. And we can't have it, Grace, to where you get to be gay, you get to smoke, you get to do all those things, and you still get to enter in. Now, while you may think that that is just some survey, that's just some research, it's not. It's called, there's a word for it, it's called legalism. And it reaches its bloody head in Acts chapter 15, to where there's a whole chapter where Peter is making the thing and Paul's listening, and I'm like, there's a whole court. And then James, the brother of Jesus, if you're Protestant, James, but you gotta respect the Catholics. You know, James goes, well, finally I'll speak. Sean, it's only two things you need to do to be like us, talking to Jews: abstain from eating meats of idols and abstain from sexual immorality. That's the only two things you need to do. You don't need to be kosher. Don't need to eat this. Don't need to do
And
that.
circumcision's off the table.
Circumcision's off the table.
All right.
All the things the Jews had to do, James says, that's not the way no more. All they have to do is these two things. Now, keep in mind, I'm coming to you, Trinace. This doesn't matter if you're a Jew or a Muslim or something. I'm showing you legalism in a historical context. What's legalism? They didn't do what I have to do. Therefore, you need to be feeling Susan if your idea is going to be accepted. They've been here longer. They need to be like us to get the reward. You can't just come in here and get a reward. These Gentiles need to become Jews in order to be saved. These gays need to stop being gay like us in order to be saved. Come on, help me somebody. It's called legalism. That's the actual word. To hold someone to a law in the belief that you need to do this law in order to be blessed. Two things here before I get to Trinace. Number one, you cannot legislate righteousness. It's impossible. Cannot legislate righteousness. And number two, we use what works for us or our beliefs as weapons by accident, and I'm being graceful here. I'm being graceful. Some of us don't use it by accident. Some of us just go straight. We wake up in the morning and throw scriptures in our gun and can't wait to pop them off. Double barrel. Pa! Pa! We look forward to that. Go ahead, Shanae.
So a couple of things. I just commented in the chat, you got to pay your dues to get to heaven.
That's right.
So the other part is me and Chance just had a conversation last week about this rapper, Little Nas X or somebody. Yep. Now he's saying that he's Christian and now the Christians are bad. So my answer to that was the saints be acting saintly in public. And the difference between the saints and the ain'ts is the ain'ts ain't hiding what they doing. And then the saints who are hiding what they're doing, they are the judge and the jury. The ain'ts who ain't hiding what they doing. It don't matter what you doing. It's no big sin and it's no little sin. Sin is sin is sin. And all of us get the opportunity to go to heaven or to hell or wherever you're going to place yourself based on, did you love like God wanted you to love? Not did you sleep with another man or with a same sex? Not did you, what else do the saints not like? They definitely don't like that. They definitely don't like that. They don't like the atheists. They don't like him. So it's a lot of things that the saints be liking, but they be hiding behind their own undignified, to me, or dignified, whatever you want to call it, righteousness.
Yeah, a lot of things here. First off, Nancy said she saw that video all the way in India. Deanna, you are correct. They should be happy and happy and celebrating that one has come, because that's what your Bible says, Jerome. That the angels are in the chair. Oh, one got saved here, right? Etc. 3, this idea of salvation causes a lot of issues, Sean. A lot of issues. It does. It really does. No, you keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. I saw you, Amir. Like this has a lot of issues attached to it, because, to borrow from Shannon, Christians act like we only want God to save the folk we like. It's what she says. That was her quote. Right, that was her quote.
They gonna kick me out of Bible study for saying the Christians the only ones that y'all think the Christians the only ones getting in heaven. They gonna kick me out of Bible study.
Yes.
My other Bible study, they don't care. They be like, well, you know, Trinae, she be on some extra stuff.
Yeah.
We're not going to even acknowledge what she's saying. But them other ones, I tell them, just read the Bible. But that's not going to happen like that. God, who love all of us, is not going to send us to hell because we don't believe in the Christian God or whatever we believe in, because the Christians have caused more wars than anybody on the face of the earth.
That's unfortunately, that is super accurate. That last statement. That's just that's historicity. Most wars, most blood has been shed under.
They always
under the Christian
colonize, and
manner.
then they colonizing based on religion.
Well, okay, true, fair, but that would be European Christians that did that. That did that. There are that came from. I wouldn't even say European. That is European, but that's Holy Roman Empire regional Christians. That Holy Roman Empire, that around the Germany, United Kingdom, take the castles, that energy spread. That energy spread. That belongs to a certain group of people, because there are
Yes,
Asian Christians
baptized
that never
savages.
colonized anything. No, they're Asian Christians right now. The Asian church is bigger than all the other churches, and it's never colonized anything. They're African Christians that never colonized anything. So just to be fair to everybody, thinking about to get to Amir here in about 2 minutes. Just I'm not bringing this up. First off, the church has nothing to do with this. I'm just connecting to y'all that we're getting ready to say a non-correction attitude, and I'm about to say everything I said that you feel passionate about, you're not supposed to. That's going to be the punchline. So I'm really setting you up. Then you go, Antonio, but I got to be passionate about something. And that's where most of this conversation will happen today. That muddy place. Well, if you're telling me not to be passionate, then aren't I supposed to stand up for injustice? Aren't I supposed to fix the world? Am I supposed to be the salt of the earth? Where is that line between non-correction, because my spouse is out of line and I'm not going to keep being disrespected, versus be silent and let your inner beauty change your spouse? This is a difficult place to be. Oh, you done cheated on me for the 47th time. I shall be humble and take it. Okay. I don't know if y'all saw Sean, but he right. Okay. Amir, you go ahead.
I I was gonna speak on the because I'm Muslim. I don't really want Christian to feel like I'm trying to like say nothing about him. But wasn't Jesus' first miracle turning water into wine? In public, like a public.
That is correct. That was his first public sign. That is correct. That is correct. His first public sign was to turn water into wine. Absolutely. So his first miracle publicly would have been to turn water into wine.
Yeah, that's getting everybody drunk.
That's
He
getting
ready to
everybody
pop,
drunk. That is hard to deny there, sir, because you can't say, Jerome, he didn't get everybody drunk, because the fat man at the end of that story said, oh, hell, y'all done flipped the script.
Okay, you normally serve the good wine first.
but y'all done served the good stuff after. That's in there. All right. So now it's in there for a reason. The theological reason is y'all gave us Moses first. Oh my God. But then you gave us Christ, which was better than Moses. That's what he was doing. It was drawing back to chapter 1. But he is correct. Jesus kept the party going, to borrow from D.L. Hughley. He kept the party going. You understand? The Kings of Comedy. That's a fact. And in Luke, he also sat with sinners, drank with sinners. Okay, that's in there. You come glorify the Son of Man when the one before me, John the Baptist, didn't do none of this stuff, and you took his head off. That's also in there. Okay, go ahead, Sean. Just know this conversation, I ain't finna have to ask nobody to talk. Because when I do this little Baptist turn, it's gonna be fire on the conversation. Go ahead, man.
Well, Dr. Turner.
No, just like you said, where you see me throw my hands up. That's that balance I'm trying to.
Oh, balance, bro.
But bro, it's hard, and I really want to get that perspective from you because especially being a dad too, it's like I'm working in like 3 different environments at the same time. I gotta be here for me.
Yep.
And then I gotta be here for my significant other, but I most definitely have to be here for the kids. So that's like all the time. So then when we're getting these misunderstandings or like I'm just like me, I'm my own person. There's certain things that I'm going to do because this is what makes me happy.
But
And
you
then
don't get rewarded by doing them because as a man, your job is to make sure your significant other is always being added from you and your children is always being added from you. And you can only add when you take away from you. As a man, we only have value when we are subtracting from ourselves.
from
That is
ourselves.
society.
And it's like it's being expected that
Yeah,
this is the standard. This is the standard. So like why, like how your mom say, or you like, oh mom, I clean my room. I wash the dishes. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. I got good grades. That's what you're supposed to do. But hold up, man. Hold up. Because then the question comes in to where it's like, or the statement, like, I don't have to be here. And I shouldn't have to say that. Shouldn't have to.
No, you should not have to say that. As a man, you are expected to say that. And you did wrong for even complaining right now as a man by saying that that's a problem. Because a real man wouldn't have a problem with that. Okay, we know I'm playing, but we know I'm telling the truth.
No, it's the truth. It's really the truth. It's really the truth because no matter like how you put it, that's what you're insinuating. That's the bottom line. That is the tone, and it comes down to it to where like where are you getting this idea from, and to where I don't know. I just don't know where this idea is coming from.
Yeah,
to where it's like
it's been passed down generation to generation. It's passed down generation to generation.
I mean, the only perfect one that we know of is Jesus. And nobody has been Jesus since Jesus. So
think about it this way. Men are taught to subtract themselves and get rewarded before we ever can speak. As a baby, you fall down in front of the crowd. Don't you cry, boy. Get up, get up, get up. Don't cry. Good job. A little girl fall down. Oh my God, you okay?
Yeah.
Don't fool me now.
That is so freaking true.
It's a truth.
Yep. And when a young boy falls down, 2 months, 3 months, whatever he starts walking, whatever that's going to be, right there you say, take away from expressing yourself. Don't cry. Take away from the fear you just experienced by almost killing yourself.
I'm sorry. I just want to thank y'all for having this conversation because I had this conversation with Antonio a few years ago, and now I teach my son it is okay to cry.
Yeah. Nature is
Let
so
that
smart.
out.
Nature is so smart, Dion, that nature understands that babies are going to fall. That's why babies have all that cartilage and very little bone. So when you fall, you bend sideways with all that cartilage. But when a little boy falls, it is, shh, what you cry? What you crying for? That boy's spoiled.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, I'm not saying this is wrong because I'm about to turn and go, and we're supposed to be okay with that. And everybody's going to be upset when I do that. I'm about to say every single problem you have on this planet, you're supposed to be okay with. And everybody's going to be like, you crazy as hell. I'm about to tell you, you're supposed to be okay with racism. You ain't gonna like that. You ain't gonna like that. I'm about to tell you that to the eyes of God, y'all not gonna like this. Yep. Inflammatory statement coming in the eyes of God. The saint, and the pedophile equal yoke.
Now you done gone too good. No, no,
Whereas you in the barbershop, huh? You don't go too far.
Yeah, she in the barbershop. So I'm not gonna have to ask y'all to talk because that one statement right there is gonna start some fire. How do we get to this non-acceptance? I mean, this non-correction. Before we get there, let me address Sean real quick because he asked me to give insight here. What he reacted on was when I said, when you tell when your significant other is messing you over, being mean to you, and you're supposed to go, it's okay. It's okay. Not correct.
But I've been okay for so long, bro. So like now when you speak up,
yeah,
it's like you've let this kind of snowball effect, and it's I feel like it's a natural.
Yeah.
It's a natural give and take when we communicate, right? Yeah. And then you have the understanding with these conversations that are in the background or before we go to sleep, when we wake up in the morning and stuff like that. And you feel like you have an understanding, but then we keep hitting this brick wall.
Yeah.
And you want me to keep understanding. It's like I can't. Nah, man, I've been saying okay for too long. Like I've been watching you make this mess for too long and not correct you, because I'm assuming that you're smart enough to realize, like, hey, you are gonna keep falling on this water that you keep spilling because you keep spilling it.
Yeah.
And you keep walking right into it. So then when I speak up, it's like
there's your problem though. Speaking up is actually your problem. That's and as crazy as that sounds, your problem is right. No, here's the deal. What I'm about to say is some bull jive. Let me help everybody. It's a bull job. Everything that's about to come out my mouth is trash. But we did not come here to go with what we know. We came here to go against what we know, to die to the flesh daily, to be the salt of the earth, to ascend past the needing to say something. That's what we come here for. That's the lesson we're learning. So the next time, bro, this is what you do. The next time, put yourself on a 40-day, 60-day, 365-day journey with your significant other of saying nothing but supportive things, especially when you want to stand up for yourself. And this is the problem, because see, he and you all, you're not trying to be mean. Listen to what he said, but I've been quiet for so long. See, never judge a man for falling when you don't know how long it took for him to fall.
Yeah, real talk.
Somebody be standing for 21 years quiet, and then you meet them, and then they just go off, but you don't know that it took 21 years for this woman to break.
Mm-hmm.
So never judge somebody when you see them broken and when you see them out of character, because you never know how long it took for them to fall. So put yourself, this is why I tell everybody under me, put yourself on a 365-day no correction. Now, no correction needs to be coupled with full support. And it's hard. Deanna hated it. Grace hated it. I got Amir doing it right now. Trinace, look at it. She giving you the whole Scorpio face. She's giving it to you right now. It's just 365 days, no correction. And I'm going to tell you why. We're about to get to it indeed, but I'm going to give it to you right now. The reason why y'all are doing, I'm talking to everybody now, is because you cannot change anyone. Please write everything I'm about to say down, please. You cannot change anyone. Doesn't matter how much Antonio tells you I'm a good coach, I cannot coach you into change. I cannot coach you into change. You cannot change anyone. All Phyllis Susan can do is give you principles and invite your light to accept that connotation. Should your light not accept that connotation, you will not change. That doesn't mean they're ineffective. That means that their job is to give you the light. And then your light is supposed to accept that invitation. And the change comes from within you. Because if it don't come from within you, it ain't change. It's a ceremonial yes, which means you just telling Phil and Susan, okay, shut up. But you're doing it nice though. You're right. You're right. You're right. Hurry up and move the fuck. Oh, my bad. Hurry up and move on. Hurry up and move on. Move on. Hurry. This is what you're really saying. Hurry up and move on. Then when they leave, oof, you can't change nobody. Why? Because first law of thermodynamics, energy can never be created, can never be destroyed. The person that you are with is a big ball of energy, and you are trying to create it or to destroy it. It's impossible. This earth has all the energy it will ever have. There will never be another drop of it. Just is what it is. So now, when I tell Sean, me and you together right now. So congratulations, both of us. We got good looking. We go together. Okay. So now I look at him and I want to change him. But guess what? I can't. So what happens is when I change him, what I'm actually saying to him is, I don't like the way God made you. I may not be consciously able to receive that, but I promise you my subconscious does. It's why when you put something on me, I react that way. It's when you tell me how you don't like my free existence in your life. Even if I can't consciously tell you this, you see it when I clam up. I may not be able to cognitively explain. You know, you're not allowing me to have my own free will and your free will, and I chose you because I thought you would allow me to be my free self around your free self, and we would find a way to harmonize this. Yes, since I can't express that, what happens is, in whatever level of my ascension, you're going to get that clam upness. If I'm gangster with it, you're going to get clam up gangster. If I'm passive aggressive, you're going to get clam up passive aggressive. I'm going to be quiet. It's going to blow up 5 weeks from now. Count on it. Count on it. That's appropriate, Grace. Keep it coming. Okay.
Come on, Grace.
So no,
Wait,
you're good.
did you hear
You're
that
good.
time, Uncle Roby Road? Because you said, oh, he don't hear it. Okay.
Oh man, okay. It was over here. We heard it. We heard it. Because the idea here is, even if I don't know in my little mind, my subconscious feels it, and my soul begins to ache. And now I'm not responding to you anymore. I'm responding to these shackles because of everybody I could have been with. I just realized consciously I'm with a shackle giver. And I probably deserve those shackles. But you wasn't supposed to be the one to give them to me.
God.
Hang in there, Sean. Hang in there, dog.
No, but it's like it's how he's saying it. It's how I see it, how I feel it.
No doubt.
And I'm actually having this conversation with myself without these words. So you just put words to the feeling. It's like, and it's, I don't want to look at it like it's shackles because obviously we have something beautiful. Everything is working. Right. It's just like, it's this one little part. Please, please, can we, everything, the party is set up. Everybody's here. They're having a good time. They're smiling. But you know what? You keep doing this one damn thing that's going to, can you please get it right? And I'm not trying to change you because I love everything about you. I love all that.
Yep.
But in order for this to work for me, if you want me to continue being the person that I am and for me to continue showing up the way I've been showing up, I need you to, and maybe it's because I'm adaptable and a lot more.
Everything you're saying is accurate, and it's 100% accurate to you. And I cannot change that. You are right. You are justified. I want to add to you that in this season of your life, God is trying to give you what you're praying for.
Mhm.
And this is the thing you're supposed to jump over to get it. It's this one thing. You're the one saying it. You're saying it's just this one thing. Therefore, you haven't ascended past that level of awareness that you have right now that's bothering you. So because the thing you're praying for is on a different level of awareness.
Yeah.
And God is using the only thing that can bother you is being used. It's not like these haters out here messing with you. You know, it's like it's the
Right.
one you let close. That's what you're supposed to ascend past. Because a lot of times this universe will use somebody to to prick the very thing it's trying to get rid of in you. So we think it's that person doing it, but actually I can't even notice it if it's not in me. The only reason I can notice what you're doing is because it's in me. That's quantum physics, that's quantum mechanics, that's psychology. You can't even name an animal you've never seen before. So your brain goes, ooh, that animal looks like a something that I know of.
Oh my God.
You see in others what you are yourself.
That's right.
When you said that,
you already know whatever you're praying for, you can't be the person you are now. I see you, Dion. Keep your hand up. You can't be the person you are now, and you can't get the gift you want then by being the person you are now. And
Right.
your relationship, as what it stands, can't handle the thing you're praying for. Both of y'all must become new, but you can't control her to be new. So the only way you control her to be new is you become newer, and she will rise to you.
But it messes with our routine of how
Absolutely.
how we operate with our kids. Me being there for my kids is like
Absolutely.
this is all now demanding for me
Uh-huh.
I see who I need to transform into.
Absolutely.
I see exactly who I need to be, but it's like I got to leave y'all behind if I'm gonna do that. And I can't trust. It's not even like leave behind, but
No,
you get
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
true. That she's forcing you to do it for her and not with her. I'm on game. I got you. I
You get what I'm
absolutely
saying?
got you. Yeah.
So, but it's like, and I can't. My soul doesn't want to. It doesn't want to because I don't want to leave you behind. I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. I've already had this misunderstanding before. It was not received the way I needed it to, but I got over it. I became a better person. Now that I'm at this stage, I'm happy with what we have and what we built. I need you to elevate with me so that we can keep enjoying, the fruits of our labor, everything, all the spoils that we have here.
So before I get to Dion, let me say something real quick. Somebody had to. Well, I'm not even gonna preface it. First off, y'all unmute your mics. Clap for him. He's elevating the class, and all y'all need to hear this because you're going through it or you just got out of it. All right, let's just keep that clear.
No cap, no cap.
For real. All right, that's number one. Number two, you picked her for everything else except for what you're now asking her to be. You did not pick her to support your business. You did not pick her to be ambitious. Obviously, listen to your conversation, and it's your conversation. Everything is perfect. So you picked her to be safe and secure and to give you a safe place. That's who God made her to be. Now that you are elevating, you now want her to change for who God made her be. And you want her to be more like you, and that ain't who she was designed to be. And before he says something, we all have done that. I've absolutely done it.
Yeah.
I've absolutely done it. That's 100% facts. What he picked her for, he's now growing. This looks from sounds up, been about 2-3 years now. He just said it happened to me before. So you grew again. And before you pick a certain woman for certain reasons, but you never stop growing. And then you ask these women to then catch up with what you've been. And it's not fair because you didn't pick them for that. So what you have to do is you got to be like Denzel Washington and marry the non-famous wife. Like this is what you do. This is what you do. You have to be the person that says, stay you without conflict. Jerome, this is some real marriage counseling here. You feel me? Like we in it right now.
Antonio, as you're talking, Sean, the thing that's running through my head right now is that you cannot bring her kicking and screaming.
Oh, Lord,
It
no.
will not work as much as you desire. So that battle right there, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose it, and it's gonna be painful.
Yeah,
I've
Don't
already
do that.
lost. I've lost right now.
So that's it. But here's the other part. Just like you picked her, she picked you.
That's where I was coming.
And whatever she needs, I'm telling you right now, sir, it's within you. And if you relax and let go and let God, he will show you what it is so that you can bring her along with you. Not at the same pace, because you're going to do you, boo. You're gonna be you, all of that. But you got to take in consideration who she is when you show her what she needs to see. If you do that, she gonna go, ooh. Or you might have to even play dumb sometime. Really?
Hold on, before anybody say something, Jerome, you killed it. Before anybody say something, listen to me. Before y'all say something, before you have your ideas, just listen to me. This man ain't doing nothing wrong. This is the problem with this situation. Because what he's doing is what all of us do. What he's doing is he's saying, I'm just trying to help. We so close and I can't get this and you not. I'm looking at your harvest. I'm looking at ours and I'm looking where we could be. We got to do this together. And that right there is noble, but incorrect. Nobody on this planet can unharvest what you have planted. Nobody can affect the law of attraction in your life unless you vibrate that correction and then say, I'm mad at you. And now that seeds you're planting. No matter what you do, Sean, if you want that dream, you can plant that dream and get that dream, even how she is, and never have any conflict if you start planting seeds of no conflict along with your dream. Whatever y'all have in your life, you have planted. It's not another person.
Like you just said, and I honestly, like you said earlier, this is my fault, right? And I'm trying, as we keep going through certain trials, it's a science experiment. So I'm seeing all the errors and I'm trying to correct.
You ain't the only one, bro. I could point. I ought to point these squares out right now. You ain't the only one. They just hide behind you right now. You got the flow. That's all it is.
I'm right here.
I'm right here too. I want to speak.
I ain't want to leave my man. Leave my man out there by himself.
But you ain't alone.
No, it's just
go ahead,
that.
Sean and Dion. You next.
I used to collect red flags myself.
And it's more so like. It's like, okay, like you said, we plant those seeds and it's been working. That's my problem now. Right. Exactly what you did, what you said to do, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And it's been working in a way to where it's like, but wait, the things that bother me, they're still here. Everything's going great, but they're still here. So now I got more of a problem with what it put more focus.
Because you planting those seeds too. While you planting your dreams, you planting, and let me go ahead. Your right hand is secretly planting, and let me make sure this bothers me when I get home.
It's like everything going right. Everything is going right. I'm hitting these achievements. I'm getting to the points that I want to get to. And it's like, okay, so where else? I ain't really got nothing.
Let me do what I ain't never did before. Also, let me have an argument as soon as I try to give her good news, and she don't respond the way I need her to respond. Remember, all the harvest in your life, our lives, it only comes from our hands. Only. So what's happening is Antonio is planting victory, but also going, they're gonna doubt me though. at the same time. And it's what's called blind spot. It's our subconscious is planting those things. This is why Deanna has always been coming. This is why the feeling students do the coaching, because there's a total life transformation to include your subconscious. Let's pause real quick right here. You ready to come back up? Dion? I told you we're gonna have to actually talk.
So you came up, you put the foundation there. You said we all have expectations, and we were taught those expectations.
Indeed.
Okay, so now we are taught those things, and as women, we all have that same look. That the man is supposed to be your man and only your man.
Oh my.
All right. Now, as we go there, we women picked our men for a reason. Okay. We liked everything about you. And now you go to this one place and it's different. Now, I'll tell you, in my marriage, it wasn't like that. Okay. It was switched around. I married my man because, sorry, and he went to, oh boy. All right, so he went to jail because of having relations with a girl that he shouldn't have.
That happened.
I married him because of that. But when marriage happened, that I married for did not happen.
So he gave you scraps.
Scraps? What are you talking about?
Didn't even come with the good wood. You're gonna give me scraps, bringing me toothpicks. I got you. Keep on going.
All right. So
now
I
listen well.
We got that, but we're talking as the time goes and we're growing together. Yeah. He realizes that what I want is not happening, and he says, "Go ahead. I understand I am not. So you go ahead and do what you have to do in order to be happy." You know what happens after that? You do that, and then you realize it's not the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So then when you do that and you realize it's not the right thing and you come back, now you're considered a ball buster. You're considered a person that does what they need to do in order to get it done. But that's why you get married for that, right? I mean, that was the whole reason. So now, just like you said, where you're coming in with the, let's grow together. Now you're growing and that other person's not growing because they don't have that same expectations or what they thought they had. And now you are the person that's here and they're there. And you're now saying, all right, we can still make this happen. But just like you said, at every turn, I'm upset for you for this. I'm upset for you for that. I'm upset for you for this. What are you happy about? You never have that happiness. So when you're looking at that and you're saying you don't have that happiness, where do you go? What do you do?
It's a question, ain't it?
I relate to that.
Question.
I relate to that, Dion, because how that saying, you said that right. Because then it made me think like, okay, you ever went on a trip with a best bud or something like that, and you guys got to take a train or a plane, bus, whatever. When you're going on this trip, we both have we have 2 tickets. We're going to the same place, right? Same destination. But you could have bought your tickets a different time. I could have bought my tickets a different time, and we could have met up there, right? But instead, we said, we're going to take this trip together. You start going on this trip with this person, you start realizing, oh, dang, the way this person eat, they grubbing on these chips and we on the plane and they putting crumbs everywhere. Bro, like, yo, straighten that up. Like, stop. Oh, man, you going to get on me about eating my chips this way? Man, yeah, bro. Like, nobody want to hear you smacking. You feel me? Or if it's now we done got off the plane, we're going to get the rental. You got your friend wants to now go on this little trip, this side mission. Bro, we got to get to the room. We can do that later. Can we please do that later? I'm not even saying we can't do it. Can we just do that later? Because we got to hurry up and get there. No, I'm going to go ahead and, bro, we are wasting time right now. We got somewhere to be. We get to the room. Want to lay out, want to get room service and stuff. Wait, that's my credit card on the bill, right? I didn't allocate for all that. I didn't budget for you to be taken out of the, bruh. All right,
Your mission is not theirs.
But you still want to go to the same destination.
Yeah, and you still want to be with that person. You see before they do anything where you're going to go in the future. You see what plans that are happening, and you only want it with that one person, you know. But I like to play here, and you like to play there.
Stop right there. Enters Antonio, because it's the seeds that. Listen to what she said. I only wanted this person. Good stuff. But you want it like that, you want it like this, and that's the deal. We're planting competitive seeds. Remember this. If it is in your reality, you planted it. This means that Trinace, me and you together. If me and Trinace is together, and Trinace is popping off at the mouth like Scorpios do, I don't get to bump off. I don't get to say it's a Scorpio. Could be. Probably is. But I didn't come here to be right. Because if I let her pop off at the mouth like a Scorpio, and then I plant the seed, let me just create a version of her that I want to deal with, which is flowing from my actions of forgiveness. Because the version if I want to be with her, then I need to plant a version of her I want to deal with. And it's not the version that pisses me off. So when she do that, my job is to now go, okay, let me eat that. And let me respond in kindness. You ain't got to doubt me. And you ain't got to lie. And you ain't got to agree. But it say something about heaving hot coals upon their head. Kindness. Your job is to create the reaction you want out of Trinace, not to correct it.
I think from you saying that, I think I just realized that I'm honestly, ultimately, just upset with my previous self. Because
that's a breakthrough moment there. Can y'all put these together? Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm just upset with my previous.
All right, Shaman.
Because I was going to come after that and say,
right,
I had
man.
a relationship that was just totally opposite. And guess what? The same things happen.
Same things. So the deal here is just so we're all on the same page. Grace, if you don't mind, we're going to bring up the Bible just for a moment. I need ESV. Try not to look at if you are a Christian, you can look at it however you want to. If you're not, try to look at it as don't worry about the Christianity of it. I just want you to see 1 Peter 3rd chapter, verse Grace, 1 Peter 3rd chapter. I just want y'all to see how many times Peter says, Phil. Well, not Phil, we use. Peter says, Susan, don't correct this, man. Plant seeds you want, plant seeds you want, plant seeds you want, plant seeds you want, plant seeds you want. Don't worry about what he's doing. Just create the version of him you want. Likewise, wives, blow it up, Grace. Be subject to your own husbands. You got me messed up. I understand. I ain't mad at you. Watch this here now. So even when Antonio do not obey the word, he's going to be one if you just create in yourself what you are. It's right there. One without a word. One without a word by the conduct of their wives. You see, when they see you as respectful, when they see that you won't come down to their level, pure of conduct, he will jump to yours. And I'm really not adding to this text. I'm definitely paraphrasing in different translation, but that was verse 2. Don't let all this external stuff like braiding your hair. Ain't nobody talking about creating the look you want. No, verse 4. Create in the hidden person of you the reality you want. Jerome, is it there? Is it there? Because I'm not even looking at the text. Okay. Create in the hidden part of you who you plant the real you seeds, because nobody can be in your reality if they don't match your seeds. If you want his behavior to change your seeds in your hidden self. For this, verse 5, this is how you create your reality, with a quiet and gentle spirit. For God, who runs all this stuff, is going to respect the you that you planted. Just the same way Sarah ain't want no babies, didn't matter. Abraham wanted one. He believed. Just as you're going to do good, you're going to get good. Verse 7 is dangerous. Antonio, since you ain't listened to Dion when she was creating all that stuff into her, I'm going to give you a warning, Jerome. If you don't do what I just told her to do, yeah, highlight it for me, Grace. So your prayers may not be hindered. If you, I don't give a bleepity bleep. You ain't gonna put no ring on it. Y'all together, huh? Ain't put no rings on it back in the day. With no, let's go down to K Jewelers in 153 AD. This was my betrothed. This, we together. That's my wife. And since you don't want to create in your reality the version of her that she needs to be in your reality, your hidden self, I warned you. But since you don't want to do it, your prayers will be hindered. It's right there in the text. Stop the screen, Grace.
Amen.
So the more that Sean and the rest of us get upset with our significant others, is the more we doing this. Hey, dream, get out my damn face. I don't want that dream anyway. It's in the text. It's in the text. I don't want that dream anyway. Ooh, I just produced this beat. Get out of here, stupid beat. Ain't nobody gonna hear it. Every single time that you, us, correct anybody, especially our mates, according to folk who couldn't even read, who only aspiration in life was to have bread on the table, didn't have no internet, no electricity, no cars, no nothing. They understood to try to correct and change someone internally is to say, stupid dreams, I don't want them. This is why y'all businesses don't work. And if you're one of the people, you're doing all the right stuff, you're doing all the right things, and you should be going viral, and the customer should be paying, yeah, that is a sign that you're not listening to ascension because you're doing everything right. It means somewhere in your hidden place, you ain't doing something right. Good people always have good money, always have good harvest, always. And if you're a good person, and I can't say you're not, and if you know you're doing good things, and I cannot say you're not, then something in your life is broken. Just not in the areas where your eyes are paying attention. And if you can accept that, then you just need to stop believing in God, the law of attraction, faith, and etc. Because they all say the same thing. If you're good and nothing is broken, your life will show it. If you're good, but there's a little spot, your life will show it. and you would be frustrated. That is uncontestational. That is not my words. Grace, did you share the screen? Was I here when you shared the screen? Because I think I was sitting right here when I was talking when you shared the screen.
Yes.
It ain't got nothing to do with me, Jerome. Every time we go, I mean, Dion, if you would just, right, stupid dream, didn't want that anyway. Every time. Every time. I mean, if you would just wash the dishes, stupid dishes is worth more than my $1 million. Clean up behind yourself, stupid dishes. I mean, stupid dreams. Now, the duality here, that's why we keep calling duality, is, well, when do I say something? You say something when you learn how to behave in the way verses 1 through 6 said. Because, if you have not learned how to create in the hidden part of you harmony and peace with the violent, wicked stuff that I'm doing, you're not allowed to say nothing. Antonio, be angry, but do not sin. I didn't say don't feel it, Grace. What I said was, if you can't master your own emotions, God is telling you, shh. When you can look at that log in your eye, am I in that, Jerome? Then you could talk about that speck in hers. When you can take care of the dirt on your front door, it did it twice back to back, did it, Jerome? Then you could talk about the dirt on yours.
What's the log at this point? I mean,
so what I did was I snuck in Jerome's Bible. It was real slick. I snuck it in there. So the log is, so what you see is Jesus was saying that speck that you're complaining about, you like everybody, it looks like a log. It looks like it looks like a log to you. But the truth is it's a speck. But you the one with the log, pretending it's a speck, thinking it's a speck, brainwashed it's a speck. So the log in your case is simple. Your correction here is simple. Let her grow in God's timing, not yours. God has already ministered to her over some movie, some TV show, whatever she believes in, she already got that word. And one day it will blossom, but it cannot be forced, dominated, or coerced by you. All of us gets to grow at the speed of our own seeds. Doesn't matter if I'm married to you. I don't get to speed up to what God is doing in your life. It is that simple.
How long are you supposed to wait, though?
See, that's the thing. That's the thing right there. Remember, I told you I'm gonna have nothing. Y'all gonna have. I remember I feel. I told him I ain't gonna have
my
that
seed is
talk.
growing. My seed is growing pretty fast right now.
So start planting the seeds that say, and I will have overflow, so it grow into her department, and also influence her to grow her own seeds. Plant those as well. It's something I had to learn how to do. So I had the same problem. I had the same problem. You sound a lot like me. Grace actually said it. Grace said it earlier. I had the same problem with my friends. See, and then I had to realize God's supposed to grow them they all right. They don't need me. But that's hard when you care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
that's the part.
me. That's
I
want
to turn this light switch off of my feelings, because you know what? That's the main thing that's happening. I care too damn much. How about if I just stop caring? But if I stop caring, then you're not gonna get the Sean that you like.
No, then you're gonna be unrecognizable in the law of attraction. When it tries to see where your vibration, it won't find you.
And you stunt your growth.
It's gonna be returned to center. Yeah, you're not gonna stunt your growth. You're gonna stunt your growth. You're gonna stunt your harvest. You're never gonna get what you're praying for. And you're literally gonna take verse 7 and say, stupid music, stupid dream. Don't want that stupid dream. I know I'm praying for it, Susan, but my unmastered emotions is more important than my harvest.
And that's the thing where I know it's some emotions in here. It's probably some stuff in my past I got to figure out, and I'm figuring it out. But it's like on this path of me doing everything I need to do,
yep.
I'm also trying to let my people know around me, like, yo, this is going to put me in places
right.
that you're not going to agree with,
right?
Whether it's negative or positive.
And so you're trying, but you're trying to protect them from that, because you know if they don't change, you have to walk away. And so you're trying your best not to walk away. But it may be possible that you're supposed to be learning how to walk away.
God.
Listen to let everybody hear me. Let everybody hear me. Hear it thine words. Everyone is not going to be available for your breakthrough.
Amen.
They not even
One more time.
Everybody that came with you can't go with you.
That's right. Everybody's not going to be for your breakthrough. That's it, Grace.
I know Jerome heard it that time.
That's
Jerome.
Everyone
so good on you.
is not going to be available for your breakthrough. Hear me very well, Sean and everybody else. I'm not just talking to Sean. It is important, and that's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn. It is important to recognize that when you fade away out of my life, it's not because you messed up. It is because my blessings are vibrating at a frequency that you no longer are blessed enough to see.
That's sad. It's beautiful, but sad.
It is. But
and
you're never, but the billionaires they're gonna get you the big deals, and the millionaires who get you big deals, they're never gonna come in your life until you learn this lesson. We all have divine connection. It's like DNA. You know, like when you get old enough, your hair start falling out, or your eyes get messed up. You know, you start gaining weight, like after 30. That was locked in your DNA. Divinely, it unlocked. What divine connections work the same way. And until you get rid of, well, you don't have to get rid of anything. Until you own that I'm ascending, you trying to keep, now talking to you specifically, Sean, but I hope y'all hear you through him. He trying to keep this level of awareness stuff while praying for that level of awareness stuff. How dare you try to take level 33 stuff with you to level 3,000?
Right.
But your prayers is on 3,000. But his loyalty and his love says, I'll just wait here until you get together. And God never sent you on this planet to do that. They will get it. They will get it. And trust me, when people are soulmates, we always find a way back. If this is somebody you live with, you don't have to leave them. You don't have to do none of that. They will get it. And they will get it overnight. If this ain't your job to get it, but they ain't go until you show me how good God is in your life, I can't change. I can't, in the secret parts of my heart, I can't go, dang, I see, okay, he really was serious about that. I can't, if I'm your wife, if I'm your husband, I can't be convicted by your breakthrough until you go get it.
Right.
Sometimes you winning first convicts me, makes me look at myself, and makes me go, this man done passed me up. And then I have a decision to make right there. And when I make that decision, not gonna leave me for some girl at school, then I'm going act crazy. Or, I want to be one of those girls with him at school. And then I go not act crazy. Either way.
Dang. But why it gotta? Because even with me moving out here to Phoenix, when I made that move, that was like a last. When we were ready, we left, and I seen the transformation of everyone because my energy was gone. So you couldn't, Sean wasn't there to call on for this, and that. All the it took some time for it to set in, and then my phone started ringing after maybe 5 months. It's like, oh wait, he for real gone. He gone for real.
Yep.
And now I didn't like that feeling of oh, now you calling me. I'm always gonna be here because I love you, and we still have that relationship. But I see that difference. I'm really trying to avoid seeing that difference with somebody that's here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uncomfortable to
It
be, and especially when it's here in my comfort zone. This is supposed to be the place where when I come here, the problems stop.
So stop right there. It's his home. He understands. I don't know if he understands it consciously, subconsciously. It is so, but he's clearly communicating it. So it might be all three. He understands home is where I create. Home is where I determine what I'm walking out to tomorrow. And right now, I'm not safe enough in my home to create. So right here, I would tell you now, keep in mind, when I tell you this, you got to receive it yourself or the universe is going to punch you in the face until you learn it. I'm going to tell you, you need to establish a new home, not a new house. He needs to start saying, Ghana's my new home too. England's my new home too. And get a map and say, these are my future homes. These are my future cities. These are my future homes. 100%. These are my future cities. These are where I will be in the future. And now in your daydream, you start saying, man, I'm going to retire in Botswana or whatever you're going to do. Y'all get it? Home should be safe physically. It should be. Home should be safe physically, but sometimes it's not. But what's stopping you? That's right. Amir gets it. What's stopping you from going in your head and saying, France is my new home?
I don't want to leave my kids.
Create the reality in which you homeschool them so you don't.
Well, what you mean? Not like, I get that. But selfishly, this is my dream.
That makes sense.
And I think that's what I'm warring with is that with my dream, I seen it from me. And you get the fruits of what comes with me achieving my dream.
Yeah.
But for me wanting to go to London, me wanting to go to Egypt, Dubai, Japan, that was always mine. Especially growing up. No, this is mine. When I go do that, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to feel that. I'm not really concerned if my brother, my mama, my kids, or anybody else. I mean, of course, I want them to see new things. Sure. But for me, selfishly, because I didn't feel like anybody was selfless enough for me,
right?
I had to care more about me in that regard. I don't envision trying to bring the whole family with me. But I also don't envision being over there, or I don't like the thought of being over there. And I've been here for like 3 weeks. Man, I really, really, really miss my kids, and I want to go home right now because I want to see my kids, even though I can video call them and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm avoiding, but that's where the dream is taking me. It's like, bro, there's only way is up.
And this is the conflict. This is the conflict that you're facing, and this is now why your harvest is being hindered up. I know exactly what's wrong with you. I know exactly what's right with you. Let me just talk to everybody else real quick.
Yeah.
It is perfectly okay to say these damn kids, or oh my God, these darn kids. They both are appropriate because kids are great interrupters. That's what they do. That is what they do. I know they blessings. but they interrupt the hell out of what you was doing. And if you's a woman, oh my goodness, I'll see that dream in 18 years. And then you have another one. God dog it out and restarted the clock. And then they get grown and still don't have it together. And then all of a sudden they go from calling you every day to calling you 3-4 times a year. Cycle of life. Cycle of life. So just check me out. It is perfectly okay for him to say, man, I'm warring between yourself and it's my dream. There's nothing wrong with that. Because in a real sense, kids interrupt our dreams. Account for that vibration because it's also holding you from the ability to buy 8 plane tickets. See, this is what I had to do. What I had to do, this is what I do. Like right now, I am grinding and doing all sorts of stuff, setting up things on my phone because the thing I want more than anything now is I was just talking about this the other day. I was going to do a surprise little trip thing, but I'm not going to say that right now. I want my kids, I want Monique all to get on a plane, and I want to go somewhere. Even if it's to Dallas and back, I just want that experience. And this is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing. And every day I'm on a plane, I sit back. It's always the same thing. Because every time the plane take off, I close my eyes because I hate to have them open when they take off because it makes me feel like I'm about to throw up. I close my eyes and I always imagine, and I got the whole thing down. Okay, so it's 3 kids. I'm like, okay, well, it's 3 seats. So I'll have to have one, and then so Monique can be sitting here. And I go through this whole little game in my head, and I go through the whole thing about saying, Aaron, it's okay, just close your eyes real quick. It'll be so fun. You sit by the window. I do this whole thing in order to create this reality that selfishly what I want, which is clearly what I got, can also be shared with every member of my family. See, I'm not telling you what to do, Sean, or anybody else. I'm just saying there's an infinite possibility of things and ways that this can happen. I've just learned how in real time to vibrate not on what I know, but infinity. There is 1,000 ways that you can get everything you want and never leave your kids, but you haven't thought about them yet because you're only thinking about what you know on this level of awareness and what your culture knows and etc. And that's the hard part. Our job is to rethink in real time. Real time.
I feel
And then
like
you just now go ahead. Yeah.
But because I'm about to say the truth, but my selfish part don't want to say. It's like shut up.
Fair enough.
I don't care. And that's a problem. I think that is the problem that is keeping me, because it's not even that I don't care. It's that I don't want to care that much because I don't want to. I don't know. That's the emotion I'm feeling is that, and then maybe it's like the firewall. Maybe it's the safeguard that, no, Sean, don't care that much. You don't want to be let down. You don't want it to go a certain way. You don't want it. Like even donating to, giving $5 to the bum that's at the gas station. He about to go buy drugs with it. You see him every day. But today he asked you for some change. I had some change, but bro, I know what you about to go do with that. I don't feel like contributing to that today. But God is saying, no, give because you have it. Well, today, God, I felt like it's my money. I don't feel like giving it to him today. Do I have to be hindered today because I didn't want to do that?
So stop right there. Get ready to keep going. What if you had so much money you didn't have to make that decision? Keep going. See that?
And I see that.
But if you had 100 billion, would you still say that?
No, not at all.
So then,
hell, if I had 20 instead of just that 5, because I know that I could split that 5, I can get me a little energy drink or something, put a little bit on the gas tank so I can go, you know. But now it's this person that's here. Oh, bro, if I
There it
give you
is.
that 5,
See what I'm saying? There
then
it is.
I'm slipping. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
But you just identified your lack mindset. You're trying to create in the blessings that you already have. And that is not who you are. Your job is to create more blessings, but to enjoy the blessings that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
It's both and to be faithful over what you got without frustration, to release it and know that it will come back in abundance. That's what tithe, that's what faith is. So that $5 right now, $5 for you is far more powerful than your dreams, because $5 for you makes you stop your behavior, but your dreams won't make you stop the negative behavior. Did y'all hear what I said? The $5 makes him stop behavior. Nah, man, nah, son. But his dreams won't make him stop the behavior of worried about the $5. So in his mindset, hidden deep within, $5 is his God. $5 died on the cross.
Reverend.
$5 is greater and powerful, exceedingly and abundantly above all he can ask or think. He just gave an emotional treatise on the power. If any man said, if I had 20, so I want to give, but I need to get first in order to give. Your stuff's all backwards.
So with you saying that, because that was an analogy. It's not like I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
No doubt. And we ain't trying to be realistic, because just know that through your analogy, the real you showed up. So regardless of what you're going to say, the real you showed up, and it's a lack mindset.
So can you frame that for me?
Sure.
In my situation now, because I am blessed. I am very blessed.
Absolutely.
This is like, honestly, where I'm at now in Phoenix. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. The house I'm in, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love being able to work here with my kids, all this other stuff. I love my wife. I love everything about it. So how am I so blessed and I feel like that?
Right.
How am I so blessed and I can't figure out? I see the problem. I see the solution. But am I adding wrong? Am I multiplying wrong? Am I dividing wrong? What is it that I'm doing? What is it? How can you flip this to where it clicks up here to where this becomes a simple thing for me?
I got
so where
you.
we can make that change.
I got you. Do you mind if I give you the real answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. The problem is you think you got to change you and change these things. Your job is to live this life so well that in your next reincarnation, you don't need to reincarnate. I hope all y'all hear me. I'm going to say it again. The job is to reincarnate and reincarnate and reincarnate to the point where your soul finishes its journey. That's the goal, at least on this plane. So when you say, flip it for me, I don't need to flip it for you. You are Buddha. You are God. God don't need nothing flipped. That's why I asked you, do you mind if I give you the real answer? The only reason I call you Sean is because somebody told me to. You are the creator. You are the creator. You are the great master, the great I am, the same dude who split water and split rock. That is you. So the idea of a God who can tear down the walls of Jericho, saying, if you can just help me understand, is the problem. Because your mama put that on you, your father put that on you, your culture put that on you. But if you just pause, strip away whatever Sean means, strip away that you're black, strip away that you're a man, strip away that you got kids, and just keep pausing. And then this is how I teach people to meditate whenever I do this, or rarely I do, because there's no right or wrong way to meditate. And then just be still and go out, because time is not linear. Go out to future you. Future you is already winning in your prayers. So when you can vibrate that future you frequency, what happens is you start to remember in your present. But we don't feel it doesn't feel like remembering the present, Susan. It feels like I got it. Inspiration. Inspiration that comes out of nowhere, or when you wake up and go, man, I finally know what to do. You were asleep, you woke up, and in your subconscious, your brain said, finally, you ain't stressing. And Big Sean in 2042 said, bro, we already figured this out. Do this today. Bro, you don't need nothing flipped. And everything I just taught you, the only reason you know that I taught you is because you already knew it. My job is not to teach you. My job is to crack the little mud on you to remind you that ring of truth. Man, that's why it felt good, because you already knew it. Because a sheep knows his master. See, I'm not your master, but the truth is your master. So when you hear the truth, you go, man, that's why I fool with Antonio. It's not me that you fooling with. It's not me you feel close to. It's this vibration in me. If Jerome would say it's the Holy Spirit in me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't change. Don't figure it out. Don't stress. Don't flip. Just pause right now, talking to everybody now, especially you, and just know that you got all these answers. And sometimes you get knocked off path. Sometimes it is very, very, very unfair. And so you pause. And if you got to take a nap, you take a nap. And then you get up and you say, what should I do now, self? And you stop praying to God. And you start praying to God here. Y'all keep asking some external force to change your life when the very same external force is in your life. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. You have all the answers. And the crazy thing is, if I go to a church right now and say that, they'll stone me to death, but they quote it every day. They go to Calvary and say it during Calvary, the hoop and the holler of the sermon. The truth is, all of you, you're not just blessed by this conversation. Like attracts like. Everybody here, regardless of age and how many times you've reincarnated, you needed this conversation to happen today. Because you would not be here. Your phone would have rang, somebody would have been in trouble, and you'd be talking somebody off of suicide right now. Or you would be in a webinar right now. If you wasn't supposed to hear this, your life would have made sure you did not.
Man,
so all of you recognize, Sean, recognize, I don't need to learn nothing. I need to release this desire to learn something. I need to release this desire to be frustrated. And once I do, I stop learning and I start remembering.
You said that. And now, and it's exactly that. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I'm remembering. So it's like
that's why you met us at this time. It's divine. Keep going.
But it feels like I'm remembering right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the scary part is, Sean, you know what you need to do, but you know how it's gonna make everything rocky.
Yep.
Probably for that short little while, but that short little while, you remember, every short little while,
yep.
It was a storm. It was hard. It was very hard. And it was unnecessary because I don't deserve this. But I have a mission that I'm going to accomplish, and I always do. But I don't feel like having the rest of that mental, emotional turmoil happen.
That's right.
And there's gonna be new emotional turmoil that happens. And now it's not just you. Your kids are going to see it. Your kids are going to feel it. And you're trying to keep them away from it completely. But if you go the path that you're supposed to be going, some things are going to go a certain way.
That's right.
And I'm going to have a bigger responsibility to bring it all together.
That's
and
right.
I don't, I'm scared. I'm scared that it could go two ways. I could either be so focused that I am absent for certain times when I am in need, all for the sake of getting it done.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
And that's gonna be some more I'm gonna have to make up for later. I already have a huge workload that we see.
Yep.
But I'm making double the work if I'm not completely present.
Indeed. Indeed.
Now, the second part is, if I am present and I am trying to counter each problem as it's happening, multitask, the job's not gonna get done.
No, because you didn't come here to counter. You came here to understand why you even need to counter, so you can then create things you don't need to counter.
Is there any way you can repeat what you just said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I said no, because you did not come here to counter. You came here to understand why you need to counter, so you can create things you never have to counter. Y'all out here trying to make choices. You did not come here. Okay, so we'll repeat one more time for you. You did not come here to counter. You came here to understand why you needed to counter, so you can then create things that you don't need to counter. And I will prove it to you. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna dedicate the rest of the call to that. No, go ahead, Deanna. You fine.
Okay. Because you know me. I gotta say it out loud like I'm talking to a kid. I can make sure I got it. So you tell me, I'm not here to say, okay, I know this is about to happen, so let me create a defense to make sure it don't happen.
That's correct.
I'm not here to do that. I'm here to say, okay, I know that's about to happen. So since this is about to happen, let me go over here and plant the seeds that I desire, because I know this is about to happen and I don't want this to happen. And now that I understand what is happening, I now have a better knowledge of what to plant to get what I desire.
This is almost correct. Try it again. You were there. You tripped yourself up at the end. You were there. You did a good job.
Okay. So I'm not here to counter.
Nope.
I'm not here to be defensive. I'm here to be offensive.
Don't even, just stick with the words I use. Just stick only with the words I use.
So I'm not here to counter what's going to happen. I'm here to understand, okay, I understand this is what's going to happen. So in order for me to create what I desire,
let's deal with the counter. Let's deal with the counter. Let's deal with the counter.
Okay.
All right.
Then, okay,
I'm not here to counter.
I'm not here to counter
because
to understand.
That's right.
Because if I counter,
I've come here to understand why I needed to counter in the first place. And I will explain. I will explain why. You didn't just come here to understand. You came here to understand why you keep putting yourself in situations to counter. Okay, it's starting to make more sense. See, remember time. Can I have a piece of paper?
I have put myself in a lot of situations where I had to counter, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, food, why do you keep, okay, so basically you're saying we're not here to counter, we're here to ask the question, okay, I know I keep doing this, but why?
Right. So stop, pick up from right there. So I came to understand, here's a piece, time is linear. Y'all think Genesis chapter 1 and today, right here. Genesis chapter 1 today, 13.5 billion years ago today, this Big Bang today. But the truth is, this paper, rip me out another piece of paper. This is what you consciously see. The truth is, the year 27U is also here. And what happens is time works more like this. And we know this. This is not conjecture. Einstein proved it. They thought he was wrong. And then right when he died, the eclipse happened and the light bent around the sun and we saw the stars behind the sun. Therefore, the relative theory, the theory of relativity became the general theory of relativity. We know that space-time continuum, y'all heard this before, it's not a movie thing. Einstein proved it mathematically that what we call space can be bent, but it's no longer space and it's no longer time. Space-time is a real thing. It's a real thing. Space-time is a piece of fabric that can be bent. We know it. We know it mathematically. It's how we know it so well, Phil, that we can tell you if you go catch a flight, we've bent space-time so well that your flight itinerary will tell you when you're going to land, regardless of any tailwind or headwind. We can mathematically tell you into the minute when we're going to land because we have bent space-time. Now, hear me well. This means every version of you is on the same timeline. That's why you built that company. That's why you chose that person, because you already did it. You did not come here to make decisions. You've already made them. Time is not linear. Y'all think you're making decisions. No, Trinace, you've already made them. Okay, go ahead, Deanna. I'm not done. And I'm going to show a clip. I'm going to show a clip explaining this. Keep going.
Okay, so you were showing the guy explaining Cloud Atlas.
I did it on purpose.
And Sonmi
451 ascended
Son,
so much to where in the epilogue of Cloud Atlas, she no longer needed to ascend. She was worshipped. She was
she didn't
worshipped.
have to come back, but
She was worshipped.
in a past lifetime, that people were like, oh, the reason why she became a slave in the future was because she allowed slavery in a past lifetime, but it wasn't for that.
Stop right there. Hold on, stop right there. So check this out. What Sean and what Deanna are struggling to understand right now, what y'all are struggling to understand right now, y'all lived 400 years ago. And 400 years ago, you was struggling to understand things far less than this. And I'm telling you, 400 years ago, this version of you is alive at the same time. I'll give it to you in a simpler way. Can everybody remember the third grade? Yes? How? It faded away. How? You never really critically thought about the past? It doesn't make sense. Because how can you remember something that no longer exists? The only way you can remember something that no longer exists, Jerome, is if you're still there.
But then
Amir,
it's only
it's a
confirming what
bombshell.
we feel like.
A bombshell. Consciousness creates reality. The only way that you can remember the past is because you never left it. Now, Jerome was more than welcome to say, but that's because God's there. But wherever God is, Jerome, you're there. Your Bible says that. So either way, the only reason y'all remember 10 years old is because you never stopped being 10 years old. This is 100% science. You cannot remember something you're not currently at.
You know, if you go back and watch the recent movie of The Flash, it does a pretty good job of
explaining what I'm explaining. Yep. And I'm about to show another movie because those movies are written by people like me trying to explain complex ideas. Go ahead, Deanna. You burn it up. I know you got it. No. This is y'all have made this conversation a classic. Keep going.
So Sonmi was the daughter of a slave owner
Okay.
in her past life. In
This
the
is correct.
future, she was a slave. And he was saying, people were like, oh, well, that's her karma from being the daughter of a slave owner for something she did then. But what the understanding was in order for her to ascend, she
There you
had to
go.
understand what it felt like
Right.
to be a slave. And then once she
Not just that, she
understood it,
mastered that slavery. Remember, she gave herself up like Christ. She conquered that slavery.
did.
She didn't conquer the first slavery.
No, she
She
didn't.
freely gave herself to this one, and she never needed to ascend again. She conquered her fear.
Oh,
She knew the general Apis asked her to die. She conquered that fear, because if the only reason any of you will ever be slaves is because you're afraid of death. There's no other reason to be a slave. There's no other reason to be a slave. You have an abundance of fear of death. You cannot enslave someone who is willing to die. It's impossible.
And that makes sense in applying to my decision making. I'm afraid
There you
of the
go.
death of my reality right now.
And the people you love. Now, everybody stop. Everybody stop. I was trying to get you to go there the whole time. We're going to pick up right back here after this.
Yeah, we already, yeah.
Well, come on.
This
I
clip
ain't
is
gonna
always
bite
low,
you.
too.
Come around here and let me have a look at you. My goodness, look at you. You turned out all right, didn't you? How do you feel? I know you're not sleeping. We'll get to that. Why don't you come and have a sit this time?
Maybe I'll stand.
Well, suit yourself.
I felt like sitting.
I know. So,
Can you
let's
really
get
give
the
us a little more
obvious stuff
volume?
out of the way.
No, it's the clip. That's why I put the captions on.
You're not human, are you?
Well, it's tough to get any more obvious than that.
If
All
I
right, so he says, you're not human, are you? It's tough to get any more obvious than that.
to guess, I'd say you're a program from the machine world. So is he.
So far, so good.
But if that's true, that could mean you are part of this system. Another kind of control.
Keep going.
I suppose the most obvious question is, how can I trust you?
Bingo. It is a pickle, no doubt about it. Bad news is there's no way if you can really know whether I'm here to help you or not. So it's really up to you. Just have to make up your own damn mind to either accept what I'm going to tell you.
All right, so everybody stop. If you can't hear, try to read the captions here now. And pay attention to everything that's said next. Turn your volume back up.
Or reject it. Candy?
Candy, watch his response.
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
You already know if I'm going to take it. I wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't. Watch his response.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
But if you already know, how can I make a choice? Watch her response.
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it.
Because you did not come here to make the choice to take this candy. You've already made it.
You're here to try to understand why you made it.
You're here to try to understand why you made this choice. Then she exposes the matrix. His reaction. I think she just taught me something. Pay attention. Then he chooses.
I thought you'd have figured that out.
And then the oracle tells him, remember, she's the mother of the matrix. I thought you, chosen one, would have figured that out by now.
By now.
Why are you here?
Same reason. I love candy.
Then it goes to why here, same reason I love candy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are people who understand life and they're making these movies. And they've ascended to the point where they can make these movies and make these billions of dollars. And listen to me very well. Listen to me very well. The Mali, the Oracle who invented the Matrix, tells Neo, who is supposed to break it, you didn't come here to choose if you're going to get this candy. You already made the choice because time works like this. If you are broke, you didn't come here to figure out why you were broke. I mean, you didn't come here to make a decision to be wealthy. You came here to figure out why you chose to struggle. And once you recognize that, you will then find out something's wrong with you. And with love, you will let it go. And wealth will be drawn onto you. Can I prove it, Jerome? Look at these birds. They ain't struggling. Pull it up for me, but Grace. You're all right. Pull it up for me, Grace. It's Matthew 5. Pull it up. It's Matthew 5. I need you to go to verse 24. I'm pushing to you that the Matrix is in the Bible. Look at these birds. Gosh darn it. Look at that grass. That grass ain't trying to be green. That grass is green. It's green because the way God set it up, it don't struggle to be green. Look at that. Look, message version, Grace. Go to message version. Do it right in front of the eyes. Go to message version. Go to message version, Grace. We need the message version. Y'all just this. Come on, Grace. Hit. Is this no? Yeah. Go hit your little. Go down to verse 20-something. Keep going. Murder. Keep going. It's like 27. Keep going. I can't see your screen no more, and then blur it up on us.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
Keep going. Oh no, you ain't. I'm in the wrong. It's not is it Matthew 6 then?
Oh.
Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things.
Oh yeah, that's the 6. That's 6.
Okay,
So
there you go.
down to 27.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. All right, right there. Verse 25. As soon as it clear up, that's okay. Don't do that. It'll clear up. If you decide for God, living a life of God worship, it follows that you do not fuss about what's on the table at meal times or whether the clothes in your closet are in fashion. There is far more to life than food you put in your stomach. More to your outer appearance than the clothes you hang on your body. Look at these birds. I wouldn't lie, Jerome. It's in there. Yeah, I thought I was being hood. The text say, look at these birds. Free, unfettered, not tied down by a job description, careless in the care of God. And you count far more than these birds, Trinace. Has anyone by fussing in front of a mirror ever gotten taller by an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion. Do you think, Antonio, it make any difference? Instead of looking at these fashions, man, walk out into them fields and look at them wildflowers. They never primp or shop, but you have seen every color and design quite like it. You've never seen it. The 10 best dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside of them. If God gives such attention to the appearance of wildflowers, most of which you ain't never seen, don't you think God will attend to you, take pride in you, and do his best for you? What am I trying to do here? Get you to relax, to not be so preoccupied with getting. Repeat. What I'm trying to do here is to get you to relax. Third time, Jerome. Everybody gonna get it. It's in the text. What I'm trying to get you to do here is relax. Stop being so preoccupied with getting, Antonio, so you can respond to God's giving. People who do not know God and the way God works, they fuss over these things, but you. Oh, now you know both God and how he worked. Steep your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all everyday human concerns will be met. Give your attention. Okay, I can't do this verse like that. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Either some stuff just got to be a King Jimmy Jerome. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. Don't worry about tomorrow, but tomorrow will worry upon itself. Stop your screen, Grace. I could everything can't be in the message verse. You understand how, Jerome. You understand. I had to go King Jimmy with that. Listen. We end the class. Listen. I promise you, you here. You are here. Can y'all hear me? You are here because God wanted you here. There's a message today that was just for you, laid up. And all your pomp and circumstance, all your I got it together, the universe and all these trillion decisions that happened today made decisions to get you here to hear these words. It's important that you hear them. You did not come here to make a choice. If I can get you to receive grace, that you are 90 years old right now in your 43-year-old body, you've already made these choices because time works like this. You're also a whole different person right now. In the next life, you'll be a man. In another life, you're a woman. In another life, you're gay. In another life, you're straight. What's going to happen, without a doubt, is you will come back. Well, I don't believe in reincarnation. Yes, you do, Christians, because you literally are trying to be in heaven and get a new body. You believe in reincarnation. You believe in it. It's all over your Bible. John chapter 9, verse 1. Rabbi, who's saying that this man was born blind? It was him or his parents, neither one of them. This man was born blind for the manifestation of God to be manifest. But see, they asked, because they understood reincarnation. That's the only place in the Bible. Reincarnation, Mount of Transfiguration. There go Moses again. All throughout Genesis, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, the dead, and then Jacob, who's living. Reincarnation is all over your Bible, whether you want it to be or not. And if you are of Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, reincarnation is at your roots. Hear me. You did not come here to make choices. The more y'all keep trying to make better choices, is the worse they get.
Yeah.
Listen, if Phil and Susan was to coach y'all right now and see something wrong with you, Phil and Susan would say, just release it, let it go, release it. So when you understand why you can't pay your bills, instead of trying to make the choice to make more money automatically comes to you. Pull back. You still got that text pulled back up, Grace?
Yes, but do that again and elaborate.
I'm sure. I'm gonna say it again, and you're gonna pull up the text. I'm gonna elaborate the text. It's in that text. When you stop trying to pay your bills, that's a choice. You didn't come here to make choices. You came here to understand why you keep making poor choices. That's what you came to understand. Grace wants me to elaborate. Say less. Grace, if you can go to verse 30 to 33, and if you can go to that, what I'm trying to do here, right there, and highlight all the way to the last to this right there. Watch it now, right there. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can change it the color. It's all good.
Oh, go ahead. Something may happen.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, they want you to log in. Yeah, hit the back button. They trying to get your name, number, and your email.
That's it.
So they can get your 16-digit credit card number from left to right.
You understand? That's it. 4 digits at a time.
Left to right. I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them at all.
We go back.
I just never try to highlight. Yeah, highlight that one part for me.
You right there. It's the same chapter?
I don't know. Scroll up. No, that's not the same chapter. You got to hit your little forward button right there to the right. One? Yep.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Now watch this here. Grace wants me to explain. It's right here in the explanation. What I'm trying to do is get you to relax and stop trying to make choices. And what does it say? Instead of making choices, Grace, what does it say? So you can do what?
Respond to
To
God's giving.
God's giving. Stop the god doggone scream. Stop making choices and respond to the law of attraction. Oh, y'all don't want to hear me in this place.
Please
Oh,
break it down.
no.
Please break it down.
Yeah, I got you. Stop trying to manipulate God into giving you things. Relax, and God will give you all things. Was that clear?
So is
Hmm.
there are things that bother me?
That's
Speak on that.
because the things that bother you is because you are trying to manipulate them not to bother you no more. And God is sending to you every day the receiving of this thing fixed. So what he's supposed to do is not try to manipulate those things fixed, but to not worry about the thing bothering him, because God cares so much more for him than the thing that's bothering him. That's the text, Jerome. And please, okay, that's the text. I got you, Deanna. Give me 10 seconds. So
now I know why I got all that money last year.
Exactly, because you relaxed. Here's the deal. Y'all got manifestation wrong. Y'all think you think you have a role in manifestation. Dion, you ain't got no damn role in manifestation. How you gonna manifest something that's already here? It's already here. What do you literally create your $1 million? That's a lie. The hubris of you to think that you creating something God had already created. Your job is to relax and vibrate and receive what's already been created. Because energy can never be created. And never be destroyed. It's in the law. First law of thermodynamics say energy can never be created, never be destroyed. And here he is every damn day trying to create a breakthrough. How dare you? The hubris of us to think, God, you up there taking too long. Let me pray. Get out of here. Relax and receive God's giving. Come on, Deanna. We is on it today. We about to end, y'all. We about to end. I promise we ain't going on too long. Go ahead, Deanna.
So first off, my chest hurts.
It should. It should. Somebody ought to be kicking the little desk over there. Just get on my damn nerves, right? Somebody ought to be doing that.
Secondly, well, actually, it's not my chest. It's actually my heart. Secondly, for some, I keep hearing Exodus 14:14,
That's
which
right.
you just said.
Pull it up, Grace. Pull up Exodus 14:14. Message version just fine. Keep going.
And in that, he tells us, let me fight for you. You just sit back, relax, do the work, shut up, and wait for me to call you.
God will fight the battle for you, and you keep your mouth shut. That's in the text. That's in the text. That Amir, we own it today. That's in the text. Deanna, I decree and declare you need to write a book about that. Go ahead, sir.
That reminds me when I was in Thailand in the prison over there, and I remember they had just given me 40 years while I was there. And I remember Senator Jesse Helms had a clause in the treaty with Thailand stating that if you were caught with more than 1 kilo of anything, mind you, I had 5.5, if you were caught with more than 1 kilo of anything, you were never eligible to return to the United States. I remember saying, that's a lie. I remember saying that I don't know about y'all, but I'm going back to the house. And I remember, I told you I shined those shoes and everybody, was laughing at me, but I kept shining them all them years because in my mind, I was going home. I never doubted.
See?
I never believed anything else. But the one thing which you just hit on, I stated it, I prayed to God on it, and I left it alone. I never worried about it. I never ever thought that it wasn't going to happen, but I didn't stress or worry about it. And the time or anything. And then it happened.
It happened.
Then it happened. When everybody, when the embassy called us out there to to the big table, I was sitting at the end of the table, which would have been the head of the table on that end. And when the embassy, when Judy and them said, congratulations, the kilo clause has been lifted, which meant we could go home. Instead of everybody shouting, everybody turned and looked at me, and I threw both my hands up to say, "Oh, ye of little faith."
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Density 6 did not work. I tried to do Density 6 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Sure did. Tried to do it in April. But here's the deal. Ask Jerome and Field and Susan, Deanna Grace. I sat here in November last year and I told y'all, I just realized I've been trying to create salaries. How dare me? I just need to be the light and do what I'm supposed to do. It will happen on its own. And look at us now. When I stopped trying, the people showed up. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right though. That's all right though. I gotta land this plane. Like play it, Grace. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you had to self-mute. We could hear that time. That's all right.
Oh, man.
That's all right.
Okay.
Look, check me out. Check me out. I want to do this in about 6 minutes. Damali, I'm gonna keep doing this until they get it. Oh, who's that? Oh, go ahead. Come on. Oh, Tracy, I didn't even know you was on the call. You did. I bet you came in right when she was supposed to. I bet she did. Got some bombs. Come on, Tracy.
She did.
Hello everyone. Well, this is my question because I understand that I'm supposed to relax and let it happen.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense. However, like you're saying, the stop trying part.
Yep.
But then where is it where, where the work that we supposed to put in?
Yeah.
Like how do you balance okay, relax, but you can't just sit back and have faith. You gotta put faith without work is dead. So I know it's towards the end of the call, but I might have missed it.
I got you. I hadn't made it clear.
Okay, how do you know when to work and when to rest?
You work after you relax and receive God's giving. After that, you receive first. So then when you walk, wherever your feet shall tread, I shall give to you. Joshua did not go, all right, man, so you want me to say the word? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Nope. Joshua received. Moses, my servant, is dead. Come on, it's that. Grace, pull up Joshua chapter 1. God dog it. Joshua received. It's my time. Moses, my servant, is dead. Moses, my servant, come on, Grace. Pull this thing up. This is answer after the death of Moses and the servant of God. God spoke to Joshua. Moses assisted. God dogging, if y'all don't hear me, God went to the secretary and said, you finna leave my people. Moses, my servant, is dead. Get going. Cross this Jordan River, you and all these people. You can stop the screen, Grace. And at no point is this text recording that Moses goes, but me. What you do is work without faith is dead. Faith without works is dead. But you got to receive that it's done for you. Then you start moving. Because when you move in doubt, you might as well have not had moved at all. That's your text again. Here's the deal. I know this is hard for y'all to get. Not that you can understand it. It's just you've been doing this the whole one way. How's that working out for you? Okay, how's that worked out for you?
Okay, because I'm still trying to get this. Hold on. Okay, because you told me, hey, go and make a certain dollar amount today. I'm like,
all
okay.
right. So receive. Nope.
Okay.
With me. Receive. You can do $30,000 a month personally for yourself. And when you receive that I am crazy, and I told you, and I gave you that goal, and I told you what you can do. When you receive that I literally told you this in private because I believe in you. When you receive that I believe in you more than you believe in you, when you receive that I am God, and it wasn't Antonio that told you that, it was your God you worship every Sunday that told you that. When you receive that, you take your ass up and start walking, you will get it. But since you haven't received it, you're gonna try tomorrow.
Watch yourself.
since you haven't received it, you're gonna try tomorrow, and it ain't gonna work. Napoleon Hill has a whole 3 chapters in a row on this. The first 3 principles of Napoleon Hill all say what I'm saying, from burning desire to persistent. It literally does. With perseverance, it does. I cannot stress this enough, y'all. I know you're struggling with this. That doesn't mean that you're ignorant. It means you believe me.
Yes,
it
I
also
believe.
means
Help thou my unbelief.
you're holding on to
Did it off
both.
Rome.
Right? You're holding on to both. You get me? The only reason you're struggling because you actually believe in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're also having all the years of your life in your habit. Your habit and what I'm telling you are in conflict.
Okay.
If I got you, Deanna, if you want to move and be blessed, consider faith as like a golden road. And wherever you touch the golden road, it automatically happens for you. So you don't want to walk on the white man's road. You don't want to walk on America's road. You don't want to walk on a black man's road. You want to walk on the golden road that can never fail. You want to walk on a road built with different hands. Did you hear me?
Well,
Jamal, if you was trying to talk, I'll mute your mic. My bad. Oh, he wasn't. Okay. If you want to get this done, why are you walking on the road that other people control with lack? Walk on the universal golden road to where no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I bet you get that one, Tracy. I bet you get that one. Faith builds the golden road to where no weapon formed against you can prosper, to where you are the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. We can do this all day long now, to where you have been presented faultless before the only wise God, to where faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, to where you get exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ask or think, over and over, to where nothing is impossible with God.
Because I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
All right, then. There you go. Come on, Deanna. Come on. Receive first and then move. Y'all got it backwards. Y'all got it backwards. And on those rare occasions when you have to move, in real time, start receiving while moving. Because you ain't got time to be like, if I start shooting, you ain't got time to go, I know he's shooting, Lord. I'm going to receive, you going to save me.
Wait, okay.
I'm going to receive, you going to save me. No, you're going to get shot in the throat.
You end up getting killed.
Yeah.
Real quick. So hold on. I'm sorry, Deanna. Okay.
Yes, like the Wiz, the golden, yes, the Wiz, and I forget the white people version because I only know the black people version.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Okay. Yeah, I watched the black version so much.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I need to equate these things. So when I was teaching, I told a story once before, but it was years ago. Back when I was teaching, there was when the iPads first came out.
Okay.
The very first one.
Okay.
And I'm a gadget person. So I was like, oh my God, I like that. And I just kept saying to myself, I'm gonna give me an iPad. I don't know I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna give me an iPad. And every time I saw a commercial, I smiled. On the internet when I popped up, Apple Store, I smiled. I'm gonna get that. I don't know I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get one. And then one of my math teachers, she said, hey, are you going to the Rice Summer, is the thing for math people? I was like, yeah, I heard you get a lot of manipulatives and stuff that you can use for your class. She's like, yeah. And also, they're giving away iPads. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, okay.
Look at you.
Okay.
Look at you. Okay, so watch this here. Now, have you been back to the school since you retired?
No.
So you got what you asked for. You relaxed, knew that you was going to be able to retire. It's been 7 years or something like that now, right?
2018, 5.
Okay, so watch this here.
6,
When you going to say, I'm going to relax and retire in abundance now? She got to retire. The very thing that she thinks impossible, she's living in it. Same attitude you had to retire takes the same amount of strength from God to let you retire in $30,000 a month. Takes no effort. You've already tried, you've already tested, you've already been proven you got the power. But for whatever reason, adding 30,000 a month makes you go, my God ain't that strong. Come on, Deanna.
Uncle Rome, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
you the last one, Deanna. Come on. We gonna
No, I
change
figured
all the
it out
day.
because you were saying how it's the fear that stops us, and I just feel it's Exodus 14:14. If I say, because you said we've already made the decision.
Indeed.
I don't need to understand why I made the decision because I already made the decision. I just need to sit back. Because if I already
But
made
you don't need to make a decision. You just need to understand why you made the decision. If you understand why you made a decision, if it worked out for you, keep doing it. If you understand why you made a decision that don't work out for you, stop doing it. But you can only do one of those things when you understand.
Okay. So I've already, like, the decision was made. I had to sit down, traded in my 50. I sat down, had a conversation with God, say, God, this the decision. This what I'm going to do. I come here, and the only reason I fear is because while I am here, what I already made a decision about doing, my flesh is in fear of it, not my spirit, because I done already had this conversation. It's already done. I'm just here to do it.
Right.
So if I just stop tripping, sit back, if the decision has already been made, then I just need to sit back and say, okay, universe, God, decision made. I'm going to sit here. For me, I already know what it is I'm supposed to do. I understand why I made the decision. So now all I need to do is just be like, okay, the decision made. I'm not finna sit here and try to create what has already been created. I'm not going to try to sit here and remake a decision I already made. I just need to because I'm in contract with God that this is the decision that I made. All I need to do is just sit down, shut up, do the work to prepare myself for when he calls me, because he's already fighting. He's whatever obstacles I'm finna hit, he done already maneuvered through that. So when somebody get on my nerves, he done already maneuvered through that. When I hit a block on something, he's already maneuvered through that. I just need to sit and be like, okay, I'm at a block. Okay, God, you already fixed this. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for you to finish your job. And then when you tell me, okay, it's done, then I can move through it.
Right. So as long as you in your sit down and shut up, as long as in your sit down, it incorporates have faith that and then everything you're fine. Everything you're fine after that. Now, Tracy just asked, what do you mean by you don't have to make decisions? So she missed the video in the explanation. None of y'all came here to make decisions. You are 90 years old right now. You are in another lifetime right now. You're also in your past right now. Because the only way that you can remember your past is you still have to be there, because consciousness creates reality. If you weren't still there, then you could not remember. You could not. You just absolutely cannot. Therefore, y'all didn't come here to make decisions. Why? Why, Antonio? Why we didn't come here to make decisions? Because you cannot create energy, you cannot destroy it. You've already made the decisions. Y'all have the idea that making decisions is a new energy you bring into your life. That's a lie. Every piece of energy on this planet is already here. You did not come here to make a new energy. You're not here come here to create a new life. This is why I have a problem with motivation speaking. I'll be listening going, oh my God. Okay, but they just saying stuff like that because you got to see it. You don't have to create a new life.
Wait. Is this why they always saying in the law of attraction that everything is already here? You just have to get up on that vibrational. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Has anybody made an ocean? No. Anybody made an ocean? No. Nobody made salt. You know, well, I made salt. Yeah, but you took it from elements that were already here. You didn't make a thought. You were already thinking. You don't have to create a new life. So even when I tell you just create the life you want, no, I'm saying plant the seed of the energy that's already here that you want, the energy that serves you. The energy that serves you. You do not have to do anything. You serve a God that doesn't want you to do anything. Stop letting preachers tell you to do things. You don't need to do things. You need to be still and know these things are working out for the love, for good, for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. See, y'all like when I hit y'all with these scriptures. That's all right, though. I'm just trying to tell you that. Okay, Grace, this time, give me 4 minutes this time, Grace. I want to end at 23. I'm telling you that God did not put Damali here for Damali to be God and figure this out. God put Damali here because Damali is God and don't need to figure it out. It is that simple. The moment Tracy just goes back and go, you know what? Every time I've ever changed my life, I was willing to die for it and took no-nos as an answer. I want all of you to think about this. Every last one of y'all think every time you've ever did something that changed your life from retired to got that house, you said, ain't no other way but this one. But when you want your dreams, you go, oh man, if I don't do this way, what's wrong with you? Why on earth do we go backwards? When we want something, we go, okay, I got to do this. I got to mark it right. I got to post at this. You got all these reasons how if you don't do it perfectly, it's going to fail. But when you moved to Phoenix, you said, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. No, when you moved to Phoenix, you said, I can't see 200 feet in front of me, but I know moving forward, it's going to show up. I know this car may explode. These tires may be, this plane may crash. Either way, I'm going to get there or I'm going to die. This is how you're supposed to live your life. I'm going to get there or I'll go die. I got 3 more minutes to try to change your life for the next 30 years. This is simple. That doesn't mean the application of it is. The truth is simple. The application is going to be the fight of your life. The good thing is you don't have to fight for your life. Because Jerome's God said, I gave my life. Paul says, just give your living, your motives, your consciousness. Give me your dreams. Don't try to create nothing. Give me your dreams. My last words. Man, that minute stayed there for a long time. Look at God stretching out this minute for me. I got 2 more minutes left. Stretched it out. It held it in place. If you are confused, I got you. You did not come here to manifest. It's the problem with the law of attraction teachings because no one ever says the full truth because we don't have time to. I got time. I just took 2 hours of it. The truth is, it's already manifested. Therefore, you are to be a magnet to that manifested, which means that every time you focus on correcting me, Sean, your soul can only experience one experience at a time. You missed it. The reason why every last one of y'all changed our lives is because you said this or death. And the universe had no choice but to give you this because it wasn't your time to die. But every time you correct your spouse, the universe says, oh, that's the experience you want, Damani? Say less.
Damn. So basically, it's not even the secret no more. It's this or death.
It's this or
Once
that.
you get to this or death, that makes it happen.
That's Napoleon Hill's Burning Desire. Listen, you can only experience one thing at a time. If you're always mad at your wife, that's the experience you're going to get. You're never going to get your dreams. You can only experience one thing at a time. If you believe that you're blessed, but you have a secret problem with money, you're going to get the secret problem with money. You're never going to get an experience that you're not vibrating at. In my very, very, very closing words, because it's 8:23 now, you can only get one experience at one time. This is why 1 Peter 3rd chapter said, hinder your prayers. Because the moment you stop looking at your desire as this or kill me, you start looking at, I don't like this class. Okay, you're going to get more of not liking this class. Money is funny. You're going to get more money and fun. You're going to get the dominant thoughts, and thoughts equal experience when you put emotions on them. Thoughts plus emotions equal creations. And you can only get one creation at a time. I'm going to do something different this time. Let me pray for you. God, we thank you right now for these folk who get it. We need to end with creation in our being. Wherever we tread shall be ours. Every relationship problem ceases to exist because there's no such thing as relationship problems. There's just character problems that bubble up in a relationship. And if my partner has a character problem, but I don't vibrate at that problem, there ain't no problem no more. It takes two to have a problem. Money problem is no more because we just print money. God send us to everywhere that money is printed, according to whatever your faith is. Amen and amen. You can't play better. You can't dominate. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate
I
you. Love you,
received
everybody.
that.
I
Yes.
love you
Have
too.
a good
Oh, you got
night.
Kofi Saab, my man. Man, take a picture of it. Send it to me.
All right, I'm done.
Love you guys.
Send me that picture, man. Send me that picture with it. Appreciate y'all. Love you, everybody.